Hi guys. So before start this video, I would like to request to see all the videos which we have done earlier because I have added all the videos related to the DEX in the DEX playlist so you can learn step by step without missing anything. Actually, these videos are the combination of the previous video and the Power BI model and the Power BI tutorial and this DEX series. So you missed any videos, watch it first to understand this concept clearly. If your concept is okay, you can move this one. So let's start this today topic is the functions. First we'll start the basic math functions, static functions and the counting functions. Then after it I'll just do some practical on these functions. So let's try to understand this. The questions for you: if you have missed between the or confused between the count A, count row, distinct count in the Power BI. So this video will cover everything step by step with the real time example. So stay tuned till the end. First, let's try to understand what is a count and what is a count A, what is a distinct count and what is a count row. So count is simply count the number of the non-empty cell in that column. The formula is very simple: count and count name. Second thing is count A. The count is simply counts the number of the non-empty cell in the column. See, both are the little difference. Here the counting all things is the counting on the non-empty value in that particular column. I'll give the real example of that after this. Okay. So next is distinct count. Distinct count is simply count the number of distinct value in the column. The formula is very simple: distinct count and the column name. And again the count rows. Count rows count the number of rows in the specified table or the table defined by the expressions. The formula is very simple: count row and the table name. So all table count row name would come here after this formulas in the DEX. Let's try to understand different topic. Basic maths and static functions. Sum is simply evaluate the number of columns. Average is written of the average of the number of the column, and maximum is give the maximum value of that particular column, and minimum is minimum give the very minimum value in the particular column which was selected. Divided basically divided to value, numerator comma denominator, so we'll get the value of it. So these are the actually basic math functions, static functions and the counting functions. Let's try to do some practical on this function so that you can remember it properly. This is very simple, you can remember it very easily. I'll just open the Power BI and do that practically. Okay, fine. So I have added some metrics in this. Let's try to understand that what we did earlier. I'll do one thing, I'll just delete that particular measure which we have created earlier. All right, so let's do one thing, up and down a little bit so that we can understand easily. Okay, now it's very much visible, that's very fine. So I'll just do one thing, I just deleted it so I can make you understand very well and just created that measure one more time. Fine, fix this. All right, so this is the table in the category and there's a sales quantity. Let's suppose I just find it out what is the total number of it. How can you find out? First we should know what is our data. So definitely the order would be the sales data. If you want to see the where is sale data located, and what is there in the sales data. Simply you can go there in the table view. If you click on the table view, this is a total number of order. If you click here on the down, this is a total count of order. It is 56046 is a total row. That's mean total order. And how many is the unique order there? That is 2514164. So remember, where is this located? It is in the sales, and the column name is order number. Now jump on the Power BI report view. Make sure, always remember, if you are creating any measure, just click on the measure table. Otherwise your measure would be anywhere created, and you will just need to search it from the search bar. And you should, that is best practice, we should always create a measure and put the measure table. So I'm creating a one more measure in the measure table. I'm selecting the measure table here and adding the new measure. Click here. So this will open like this. So give the name, what measure you are being created. Simply I'm giving the name total order. Alright, so total order is, we need to count the distinct of that particular line which we have discussed earlier. Simply put the count, distinct count, copy it, distinct count, sales, sales number, and OK, and hit the enter. And one more visit is created here. Simply you can drop and drag here in the field somewhere in that value. See, 25164. Go there and check it. It is fine or not. Select the column. It is 24164. That's mean our formula is working very nicely. So now on the table, understood what is the total sales, what is the total order. Let's try to understand how many total quantity of order are returned. So go there in the list. Where is the return table? There is a total return. So we need to count that total order, right? So how can we count it? Go there, select the measure table, click on the new measure. This is on the home page. Give the name quantity return, right? And count A. Return quantity and hit enter. Let's see what's the result there. So this is total return. That is the total return. That is return, right? So that is total return. Let's suppose I'll check how many total orders or total refunded. How can we do that? Simply we should sum of that order. Click here, go there, select column, put the total, or what should we do? We should give name the quantity return, right, comma sum of that value or return and quantity. So these are the total sales, these are the total order, and out of this total it is this order is returned, and how many quantities there? This is 1828, right? And let's check the price of it. So where is the price located? Price located in the price product lookup table. Go there, check where is the product lookup table and what is the price. If you're not familiar with the data, select the product lookup and check where is the price. Price is there, product cost. So in the product lookup, there is a product cost. We need to average of this. Select the measure table, new measure, and put the like average return, average retail price is equal to average formulas, product lookup, and product price. Parenthesis close, hit the enter, copy and it here. So these are the basically that the particular retail price. And you know the retail price is always in the dollar. So click here, retail price, and do some formatting here. Average retail price, right? Format is in currency, right? Put the not auto, we should take the value is on 0. That's so fine. So these are the basically slowly creating the table. How can we calculate explicit measure and give the result? So this is a very basic. Slowly we can move on and give the very complex data to understanding well. So stay tuned, see you in the next video. We'll cover little more in the DAX.